Well, March is Women's History Month, and so today with BookMan and BookWoman, we are featuring books that are either about women or by women or both. Saralee and Larry Woods are with us right now. Thanks so much for having us over to the bookstore.
I didn't know Larry was going to be a part of this since it's Women's History Month. I thought it was all about us. That would just be you and me back and forth, Meryl.
No, I like women. I really do. I'm married to one.
Married woman, got 2 daughters.
You guys.
I know.
You've got some good books for us, don't you?
Absolutely. Under the Starry Sky is Nancy Horan's new book. If you read Loving Frank, her big bestseller, you'll love this story about the life of Fanny and Robert Louis Stevenson. And Mrs. Poe's also another historical fiction about the love triangle with Edgar Allan Poe and his wife and another woman who's also a writer.
All right, you really love historical fiction, don't you? How about you?
Can't stand historical fiction. I either want the real thing, the history, or I want fiction. Not both. My books, though, are Long Man. Long Man by Amy Green, lives in East Tennessee. This is her second book, her first Bitterroot, and won many awards. I think over the next 10, 20 years, she's going to be a premier writer, not only in America, but the world. It's a lot like Faulkner. This particular book's about TVA coming in the 1930s in East Tennessee, and they're going to dam the river, build the lake, and flood the valley. And everybody's lives are changed and affected by it. Or Vampires in the Lemon Grove.
Really?
Yes. These are great short stories. If you like Alice Munro, here's a worthy successor. Her book Swamplandia 2 years ago was second place for the Pulitzer. Wonderful stories.
Okay, good author.
Nothing more feminine than a vampire. Speaking of feminine and beauty, the story of Diana Freeland. Oh, we love this book. It is a great, great book if you like fashion, if you like how women made things great. That is super. Anna Quindlen has a new book, Still Life with Breadcrumbs.
She is so popular.
Novel. Yes, absolutely.
All right, what you got?
Well, this is the way to read a tedious English Victorian novel that I can't stand the type of. This book is My Life in Middlemarch, an English author who grew up reading Middlemarch and still reads it every 5 years. It's her self-story memoir about how reading Middlemarch gives her valuable insights into emotions. I'd much rather hear about Middlemarch in this book than read the original by George Eliot. And The Fainting Room, as always, I've got a mystery here. A wonderful crime novel, new marriage, husband doesn't know about her background in the circus or the death of her former husband. A really gripping story.
That sounds pretty intriguing.
Of course, Larry doesn't know everything about me. If you want a good mystery, you want to read about the wife, the maid, and the mistress. Somebody did it. Great love story. And one of my favorite mystery writers is Alan Bradley, who features Flava DeLuce, who is a 12-year-old chemist who solves murders. She's great, absolutely wonderful.
And that's a grown-up book, not a kid's book.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
I'll take The Weight of Blood, another mystery story here set in the Ozark Mountains, or The Queen's Dwarf. If you like the dwarf in Game of Thrones on television, the best character in that series, this dwarf rivals him. He's sold to King Charles I. Great novel about the dwarf being the court jester, the comic, the bad guy in all the plots. Terrific read.
All right, want to be sure we have enough time to get to your 2 children's books.
That's exactly
so can we
right.
do that?
Absolutely. We'll do the 2 children's books. Mine is by Julianne Moore, the actress, and this story is called My Mom is a Foreigner to Me. Great children's story about diversity, about women, and just very, very sweet. Look at the pictures. Julianne Moore even has red hair.
Looks beautiful. How about you?
Mine's a classic, How to Hide a Lion, a little girl trying to hide a lion. And so, of course, both the girl and the lion are on every page of this well-illustrated, wonderful story. Great for any young child.
All right, I think you'll enjoy all of these books for Women's History Month. Thanks, Larry. Thanks, Saralee.
Don't forget about Oh, My America, women in their second life.
You always have to have the last word, don't you?
Women's History Month.
Find all these books at BookMan BookWoman Bookstore.